correct me if I'm wrong, fun Easter egg on the trophy wall. Is that the skull from the alien from Independence Day?
I know the end.
I know the answer
Yeah,
as well.
I
Can we
know.
say that?
Ladies and gentlemen, Predator Badlands might have a rocky box office weekend, and by the end of this video, we might be calling it Predator Sadlands.
Ooh.
So let's get on today, folks, because, oh boy, this is going to be a bit of a deep dive, and it's going to be a bit cringy as well. And that's just not because I'm presenting this video.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls...
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
And now, courtesy of That Part Place, Badlands box office projections aren't looking good. Will this be Disney's fourth flop in a row? And that's the point, right? Because people forget that 20th Century Fox, as I still like to call it, is under the umbrella of Disney. Now, if 20th Century Fox were by themselves, I think they would have kept this particular entry, the rare entry in the series so far, as a hard R, because if you didn't know already, this movie is for the entire family. It's like taking the Saw franchise and turning that into a family movie for Christmas, because that's never ever going to happen. I mean, there's a reason why the Nightmare on Elm Street films are so damn good, because they remained a consistent tone all the way through. Now, is it going to be a fourth flop in a row? Maybe from what this article states, I'm inclined to believe that. Disney staring down yet another barrel of the theatrical storm gun, and this one involves a franchise once considered strong. With Predator Badlands hitting theaters tomorrow, early box office forecasts are painting a bleak picture, and Wall Street analysts, exhibitors, and moviegoers alike are watching closely. Industry outlet Global Box Office reports that Predator Sadlands and its box office expectations currently sits between 23 and 32 million, which is actually those numbers reversed. It's kind of funny, I like that. And when you consider this film cost a reported $100 million to make, 1987's John McTiernan Predator, have a guess what that cost to make. Have a guess. I mean, even with or without the inclusion of Jean-Claude Van Damme as your original Predator, what do you think in 1987 that film cost to make? 3, 2, 1. 18. That's right, $18 million. And we know what it did box office wise around the world later on.
You son of a bitch.
The analysis came with a stark prediction that this film could be Disney's fourth box office turd in a row. It's a Predator movie, so the Predator should be taking the spotlight. Elle Fanning obviously does take a bit of a backseat, which is the whole point. While I think she's hot, we're not going to watch it for her, are we? We're watching it for the Predator. Anyway, even if the Predator Badlands pushes towards the higher end of its box office estimates, analysts suggest it would still face a steep climb to profitability. As Global Box Office puts it, $100 million mean it needs to make $250 million worldwide just to break even. That's what makes perfect sense. Of course it does. I would even have to say it needs to make even more than that just to break even. So really, we're looking at a benchmark of $750 million for this film to be considered somewhat of a success for Disney. If it were a WB film, I might have said it could stand a better chance, but at the moment, the way this is going and the fact that it's actually got a PG-13 rating, it doesn't inspire me with any kind of confidence whatsoever. As this article here states, and is giving you a bit of a recap here, Snow Not So White, Captain America Brave New Turd, The Fantastic Farce, and Tron Arse, all failures. Every single one a failure. No matter how much hard they tried to tell you this was not going to be the case. Another film called Elio, where I think it's a Disney animated film where they made the character queer or trans. Who gives a flying fook? Nobody does. Films, entertainment should just be that, entertaining. Stop virtue signaling your ideas in a movie. It's so effing stupid. So again, the tracking isn't brilliant. I don't know how reliable global box office are, what their track record is. It could be good for all accounts, but as someone has stated here, I was excited for this movie in its announcement, but the trailer literally killed my excitement. Well, you know what? I should be watching it tomorrow. I say that because I may or may not be going to my morning screening. It depends. But here's the thing. I think what this article states here is pretty cool. This news here, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz returning for Mummy 4, well, could be good. Again, if Brendan Fraser loses weight and gets back to what he looked like before, I'm down for it, but that's neither here or there. I wanted to look at the reviews quickly on Metacritic regarding Predator Badlands. So let's just go back up here and pause that. Oh, let's actually keep it on L. Oh, well, okay. Now we're good. Now we're good. Now I'm blocking the way here, so I'll just show you very quickly what the actual score is. 71. So that's not bad. And what do they say here? The San Francisco Chronicle. Every time I see that newspaper title, I think of Dirty Harry. 100. Inhuman though it may be, this is far and away the most humane of predators because he's kind, gentle, and sweet. Expanding rather than skimping on the series' blood hunt fundamentals, that kind of daring and intelligence makes Badlands the coolest science fiction adventure ever seen. Whatever, dudes. I guess whoever wrote this is not into the blood and guts and fails to understand why the Predator series is what it is. Screen Daily have given it an 80%, reconceiving the iconic sci-fi villain as an underdog hero. Borderlands, or rather Badlands, is a consistently entertaining action thriller filled with propulsive set pieces, and I've heard this actually, and that might be good. Variety, now this is interesting, gave it an 80%. Badlands is about the value of teamwork and learning the alpha and apex don't mean the same thing where predators are concerned. Rolling Stone gave it a 70, which I find interesting because the man who owns the magazine is dating the hot actress of that film, Elle Fanning, right there. So I find it interesting they gave it a 70. What they've said here is that it's really a comedic road movie at the heart of it, or at the fart of it, with as much yucks over a mismatched pairing trying to get along as yucks, involving the goopy innards of cosmic mastodons. Finally, the Predator Cinematic Universe remake of Midnight Run, that 1988-89 movie with Robert De Niro when he wasn't insufferable, and Charles Grodin. Fantastic movie, by the way, if you've never seen it. And so on and so forth it goes. Screen Rant gave it a 60, which is interesting. Maybe they're like me, feeling the fatigue of certain things pushed on us in entertainment at the moment. But I wanted to bring your attention to this particular review from The Hollywood Reporter, written by a guy called Richard Lawson, not the actor who appeared in the original Running Man back in the day. Nope, this guy is Richard Lawson, proud and queer, because that's what he is. And in his review for Predator Sadlands, I had to highlight this portion right here. This Predator is queer, and we should say it. Why? So why are we taking the creature design of this young Predator and calling him a queer? It's such a fucking retarded thing to come out with. And yet the Hollywood Reporter endorses this kind of language in the review that families are all going to watch this weekend, supposedly. I don't know. I mean, the only other big hit that's coming out this year is Wicked 2. I don't give a fuck about that movie either. But wow, I mean, this Richard Lawson needs to get a lobotomy, I would say, because honestly, who really gives a fuck if the Predator is queer or not? Like, it's neither here or there when it comes to making a video like this. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was a bit of food for thought, wasn't it? Predator Badlands. I think it's going to be 50-50. Some people will say, oh, it's refreshing that Dan Trachtenberg, the director, is going in a new direction. But pray, while it was good up until the very last scene where all the tribal women are going, oh, we did all the hard work while the men did nothing, which is absolute dog shit because we know the men were going out there trying to stop this thing. And I think it's a mostly entertaining film. I think of the newest batch of Predator films, it has been the most successful, if I'm not wrong. Again, the feverish excitement about this film because Dan Trachtenberg made a surprise appearance at the IMAX cinema yesterday, I believe, where he attended a presentation for a special screening for Predator Sadlands. Well, we'll wait and see if that makes any difference to people's perceptions of the film this weekend. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you found enjoyment and absolute silliness in this video, you might want to consider liking it, share it everywhere, and more importantly, folks, make sure you leave comments down below because occasionally now I do drop in and say hi and even reply or give them a little heart that isn't queer. And on that one, if you were me and if I were you, you should definitely return for the next video.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.